I wanted to talk to people who are married in Sahaja, especially to the ladies. I think some of them are extremely dominating and stupid. What is marriage? Marriage is honeymoon, as they call it. Honey is the essence and moon is the peace. Now, if the women are quarrelsome, fighting, sarcastic, it is absolutely a hell for man. Instead of there, if woman knows the essence, the honey, she should know how to please the husband, to bring peace in the family. Now, some of the husbands are drunkards or anything, not in Sahaja. What pleases the husband? You see, in a way, it's a trick. It's a trick of a realized soul. How to please others. What do we do to our husbands? Do we try to please? First of all, find out what he likes. My husband, I would say, he's gone away, thank God. He used to say you shouldn't wear any flower in your head. But in Maharashtra, all the married women are supposed to wear flowers. Since that day, I've never worn any flower in my head. It's all right, doesn't matter. He didn't know what I was. So he said, don't wear any flowers, I don't. Then he said, you must wear bangles, because he comes from a very traditional family. All my life I have worn bangles. It pleases him, what's the matter? Little things you do just to please him. Then he also starts thinking, what should I do for my wife? But first it must start from woman, not from man. Because women are responsible for the society. In the Western culture, they are not told what is their job is. Man's job is economics, politics, money earning. They have made a mess out of it, I agree with you. Quite a big mess. But your job is to make the society. And to make the society, first you must know how to keep children pleased, how to keep your husband pleased, how to help with those. On the contrary, if you try all the time to dominate, that's not your job to dominate at all. Your job is to neutralize his domination by simple things. I'll give you an example. Thank God he's not here. He knows I am very clever in certain things. In his office, he had a gentleman. I never used to interfere with his office. But there was one gentleman, good one, who gave up his organization and joined another one. Because it was a private one, he was getting more money, so he joined it. But there he found it was horrible. So he wanted to come back to shipping corporation. But my husband is very particular about rules, regulations. No, now I won't have you, I don't want to see your face. Get out, this thing, that. So he came to me. Normally I never interfere. He came to me and he said, if you tell him, he might listen. I said, no, if I tell him, he will never listen. But I know how to do it. So I told him that this gentleman came to see me. So he's come to the right person. Now, are you going to trouble me about it? No, not me. But just think why he came to me. He said, why? Because he thinks I am more generous than you are. Immediately, this competition. And that fellow got the job. He was a great friend of his. Even in London, he was helping him a lot. So when we think that we have to control our husband, it's better to do it in a very simple way. Only on fundamentals you can put down your foot. Otherwise, for small things, If you go on dominating your husband, I tell you, you will miss the point. You are married for stupidity or for honeymoon. And in the West, especially in Italy, we have had very bad experience of women. English also, I must say. English girls also have given me a lot of trouble. I mean, they are banned now. Because I can't help it. One girl from Shillong, she was married to somebody in, sit down. She was married to somebody in USA. Imagine from that horrible Shillong, where there's every day at least 30 murders, she got such a good chance to go to USA. Of course, USA is also not a very great place, but she started behaving as if she is a childish person and talking to him in such a manner. He told me, Mother, she's a sadist. Whenever I telephone to her, she talks to me in such a sarcastic manner, and this and that I'm surprised. I said, a lady from Shillong? Can't believe it. Then he told me what she talked to him and how she talked to him. I was amazed. I mean, no man would be happy to hear all these things. But she thought she was very friendly and she was joking or something like that. This doesn't work out in marriage. Man doesn't want a wife to be on the horse and beating with a whip. Why has he married? For the happiness, for the joy, for the sweetness of home. It's a very important thing I wanted to talk, because so many of women are thinking that they are something great. Some of them have some money, some of them have some jobs. But first job is to keep the society very happy and to keep your husband happy is the first job. If a woman cannot keep the husband happy, she is no good for us. She is no good surgeon. This is a place like a man who is working in the office. He has to keep his boss pleased. If he doesn't please his boss, he is useless. He is thrown out of. In the same way, a woman has to think about the husband in a very kindly manner. Because this is her job. This is why she is married. Otherwise, she should not marry. She can do what she likes. It's a difficult thing to convince anyone. Because, you see, men are right-sided, they are hot-tempered. But I have told you just now how to capture their anger. I have seen also in the films, you see, all romantic scenes going on. It never happens. There's nobody is like that. You see, it's all absurd things you see. So you expect them to be Clark Gable or somebody. It's not. You have to love. You have to take your husband into your heart first. This is your duty. Otherwise, what else are you doing? I was shocked, a girl from Shillong, and this boy has said, Mother, you can kill me, but I will not have that girl here. But she is not joy-giving. It's a fact. So if your wife is like that, supposing, now I'm telling men, the trick of the trade is, if your wife is like that, try to understand why she does. What is her problem? Why is she dominating? Or you think she's dominating. Most of the times, most of the men who talk, oh, wives are like this, wives, they are very dominating. Why she's dominating you? What's wrong with you that she's dominating? If you introspect, you'll find that you give very little time to her. Now the other part is, there was one lady, she wanted to have a divorce. I said, why? Because he goes to work all the time and he's not there and this and that. But I said, if you divorce, then you will never be with him. So why do you want to have a divorce? At least, at least he gives you some time. But if you divorce, then he'll never be with you. So why do you ask for divorce? I can't understand the logic. I mean, women should not be brainless, isn't it? To say such a thing. If you want to divorce your husband for this, it's absurd. Now, for men it is important that they should give some time, pay some attention, and get some things that they like. Now I'll give you again my own example. My husband never brought any flowers for me. You all bring flowers for me. But he never brought any flowers for me, whether it was birthday or anything. Then I realized that this man has no sense of flowers. He doesn't know what is a rose or what is any other flower. And he might bring something which is horrible, Maybe cactus he might bring. It's better he doesn't bring anything, because that would be insulting, isn't it? And then one day he admitted, I don't know about flowers. Now will you tell me, except for roses, I don't know anything. And you will be amazed, even roses he misses out on. So with such an ignorance of things, if your husband doesn't do, it shows consideration. But men should try to know what a woman likes, what she wants. Moreover, men have their own style of thinking. Now, to give my own example again, better is, he buys always very expensive things. So I've told him, don't buy anything for me. So, you don't like? No, I like it, but too much of these too expensive things, why should you buy? So he's very fond of buying this kind of sweaters from that Scotch house. Very expensive. They are 250 pounds each, I don't know how many I have. How many in black? How many? I told him I'll get it from Switzerland. They are much cheaper there and all that. Then another is he wants to buy a Kashmir coat for me, always. I must be having at least 10 of them hanging. But he likes to give that only, all right. So I'm passing out them to my daughters, granddaughters and all that. So what to do now? You see, men, he doesn't mean anything bad, but because he doesn't know. First thing he did was when in India, before going to the puja, he went to buy a sari for me. One of my nephews went to him. So he says, give me the most expensive sari that you have. So these people thought somebody has come now. The shopkeepers could understand this gentleman doesn't know anything else. So they brought out a sari, said this is the most expensive. The price is 45,000 rupees in those days. All right, you give me. I have a card, will you take the card? Yes, we'll take the card. He bought a sari. It is so heavy that it was something, Bakhtar ko kya कहते हैं अंग्रेजी? Bakhtar पहनते हैं ना? That, what do you call that arm? You wear, very heavy. I said, now what? He said, you must wear for the puja. I was walking like a giant, That's a description of your mother is Ati Saumya Ati Raudra. She is extremely soft and extremely terrible. But I don't know, with that sari, how I sat. I sat in one place, glued down into that. Now to get up, I didn't know how to get up with that weight on my body. See? And then I brought it and put it properly in a box. And this. So he said, when are you wearing that next? Now I said, please. I've kept it nicely for one wedding, I'll wear sometime. promised him and kept it there. Because he doesn't understand about saris. I know he doesn't understand about saris. So if he doesn't understand, whatever he buys, I say all right. And he spent so much money on those things, 45,000 rupees worth of sari, upar se niche tak kitni bhari sari. So, he doesn't understand what is real, what is unreal, nothing. Doesn't matter. You have to just see his heart, how he is giving. With what love he is giving. He doesn't understand. What can you do, poor man, I always buy suit lengths for him or suits for him. I always, myself. Once he said, all right, I am going to buy this time. I said, better buy. He bought such a horrible one. And he went to the office. And everybody says, sir, this is not your taste. So he threw it away. He said, I will never buy now again. You better go and buy for me. See, but the trouble is, if women take interest and know what sort of color he will like and this and that. And also public opinion is very important for men. Because of what the public says. Like once I painted my drawing room with a very nice color, pink and black mixed, very nice. Because it's a sign of warmth. He said, what is this color you have put it in? You should have done this and that. He started shouting. I said, all right, tomorrow we are having a party. After that I'll change. Next day people came in, they said, oh, what a color. What a color. How have you made this color? How did... He started looking at me. I said, should I remove it? No. It's very nice. Men care for public opinion very much. And you should see that you create a good public opinion in his presence so that he'll appreciate you. All these are tricks. See, I tell you, men are very simple. But you have to understand. Sometimes they get angry, it doesn't matter. Actually, if they are angry with somebody else, they will come and put it on you. It's better. Because if they do anything to others, they'll beat them. You are not going to beat. If you understand few things about men, it can work out. Of course, some are very miserable husbands, I know, and some miserable wives. For them, we have divorce allowed in our Sahaja, we have divorce for them. So, that is the thing I wanted to tell you, that you should make a very good housewife, a very good Grahalakshmi. Now, why I am telling you this? That I am suffering from Grahalakshmi's chakra. And all the doctors have told me it is because the collective Grahalakshmis are not all right. Because they are not good housewives. Like, I'll tell you now, we have Swiss women. They are very good, I agree, but very fond of cleanliness. Swiss are mad after cleanliness. Women. You can't talk to them even for 5 minutes. If you are sitting there, they're picking up this, picking up that, picking up that, picking up, cleaning. Very difficult. Swiss women. Now I was Eritrea. Alga told me that the women of Eritrea are known to be Swiss women. So, doesn't matter if the house is little untidy, there's something fallen off. In India, no woman will do that. Now the guests are sitting and she's with the hoover. Like another thing is, like anything breaks, say. Supposing a thermometer breaks in India, they'll say very good. Now there will be no temperature, thermometer is broken. But I have seen in the West, it's very surprising. Supposing some coffee spills, I am a guest. Immediately they'll bring the hoover, bring something to clean it in the presence of the person. Now if a glass breaks, finished. It's not important. This is a very subtle type of materialism, I think. That the person is sitting there, who is a guest, and why are you trying to do all these things in her presence? Or in his presence? But this Western women never understand. Another thing is, now you go to an Indian house, their color scheme is different. If you go to South Indians, theirs is different. Everybody has their own taste. As soon as they will enter, Western women, what a color scheme, what a thing you bought, oh my God, this horrible. Immediately they will criticize on the face. So another point is that you must always consider the feelings of others. Woman is there to give proper understanding of feelings of others, what they think. Or they go to an Indian house which will be smelling of their food. They'll eat the same food. They'll enjoy the food, but they'll try to show that it is something lower. This is very Western, I must say. If somebody is wearing a dress, immediately they'll pass a remark. Very Western idea. You will not find good Indians doing that. I don't know about the modern Indians, what sort of things they are. But immediately they say things which will hurt. This is not the way a woman should look. On the contrary, always praise. What's the harm? By praising something, you are not losing your business. By saying, what a nice thing, what a nice sari, what nice clothes. What's the harm? You will enjoy your sweetness, really enjoy your sweetness. It's not telling lies, not to be that honest also necessarily. Because you don't like something, you must say, I don't like it. This word has to go from Sahaja. I like this and I don't like that. If I say saying that, how many will remain in Sahaja? So it's very important to drop this. I like it, I don't like it. Who are you to like or not like? What about your spirit? What about your heart? So again, the same thing comes to that women have to have a heart, very large heart, beautiful heart. And your Guru is a mother. So you have to be wonderful mothers and wonderful wives and should have very, very large